GPT-4 is writing all of my essays for university. The feedback I'm receiving is that my essays are among the best ever submitted. I'm doing online schooling. I decided to test the waters by submitting one assignment that was partially written by ChatGPT to see if there'd be any suspicion. I wrote an essay, asked GPT to add some fluff to it, and then fill in the remaining parts of the assignment based on the essay. I spent a good bit of time changing things to make the writing more human-like. I was quite nervous that the assignment would get run through a tool to check for AI usage. However, after learning of the low rate of accuracy for those tools, I decided it was worth the risk. My assignment score came back around 90%. After my first assignment, I got more confident and started letting ChatGPT do more of the work. I'd come up with the main ideas for an essay, copy, paste the assignment prompt, write out what content to include, and let GPT work its magic. I always read through the response fully to make sure nothing was too awkward or out of place, but slowed way down on how much I would actually change. I'd have to go in and change a few things per prompt. But overall, ChatGPT has done the majority of the work for me. The wildest part, to me, is how much praise the work has gotten. Even though I haven't been getting perfect 100% scores, the comments are on how well written and well organized the essays are. One assignment came back with a comment saying that, with a few minor adjustments, it could be considered among the best. I don't really feel bad about what I'm doing. I know how to write well, I'm just not as good as ChatGPT. I'm not an English major, nor am I concerned with being the best writer. I'm not using AI to skip out on things I should be learning that are going to be relevant to my career. I'm simply using it as a tool to help me get through some parts of school much easier. And so far, it's working perfectly. AMA, but I'm not providing too much detail for obvious reasons. My essays. Our essay handshake. No, ChatGPT's essay. Op is delusional, thinking it's their work. Op is only shortchanging themselves and denying themselves the ability to develop their own brain. Nothing to be proud about here. Personally, I'd be ashamed of such a poor work ethic. It's not really about writing the essays, though. You are building argumentation skills when you write an essay, and those are invaluable in cover letters and many, many other tasks you encounter as an adult. Written communication is becoming a lost art, and we are already seeing the impact on society. It's not even just about adult tasks. Most of us tend to reason with our inner voice. That doesn't come from nowhere. It's a skill that's practiced in part by writing essays. You know, it's funny, in the last 4 years I've worked in my field, not once has my ability to write essays or reports in college impacted my job. This is a lie we tell people to prevent cheating. Unless OP's job is to be a speechwriter, they're not likely to have an issue. I had to write a ton of reports in one job. Budgets, risk analysis statements, etc., project proposals, etc. My first full-time job had me do a 3-page writing sample. I wrote reports at all of my jobs. My brother is a contractor and he writes out proposals all the time. At length. So totally different fields, but we both needed writing. Agree. I'm an engineer and write technical reports and contract specifications all day long. All that math, though? Suspect. Still, what I do know is that a set of formulas exist and generally where to look or what to Google. But for actual design, like load calculations, it's all done with software. What I think is funny is you claiming there will be absolutely zero instances where OP will regret being unable to write a simple essay or report unless they plan to be a speechwriter. Actually, it's about developing one's brain, not the singular act. LMFAO, my university uses GPT-0 to check and are low-key warning us. Not something I'll dare to use. But I have used ChatGPT to make my essays better. Like taking inspos, new ideas. If I really like a part, I paraphrase it in my own way, completely new sentences and all. I've used ChatGPT at work to help me come up with a template for a new school board policy. I changed wording to make it relevant, but why spend hours trying to come up with something original? There are tons of templates out there, and the most important part is that it covers the info the school board wants. Dude, the next generation of graduates are gonna be fucking useless, lol. What is the point in paying massive sums of money for school if you're just gonna not learn things? A lot of people only want the degree as a check-the-box thing for jobs. They're all gonna be in for a rude awakening when they can't do any of the things required of them at these jobs they never practiced for. You're gonna be in for a rude awakening when you realize that most HR departments requiring degrees don't actually care about grades or whether or not the degree matches the field in which you're applying. It's mostly BS to rule out poor people. Well, it depends on the job they get. Plenty of people with degrees don't work in their degree field. Yeah, I was shocked when I entered the workforce and I was like, so am I gonna use any of this shit? No, I'm not. That was after getting a job in my degree field. It's a gatekeeping exercise. No one made progress at the gym by skipping reps and laps. Fuck the morality concerns you or anyone else has. I'd be more concerned about those reps and laps you're not doing. You do not know how to write well. That's the part that bothers me, the denial and refusal to admit what you are doing. That's the truly bad part here. If you did write well, you wouldn't be getting all of these comments talking about your improvement. Why not take the unfounded compliments and try to apply them to your own work? It sounds like organization is a fundamental area you could start with. It is very relevant to how well one writes. I've been thinking about this a lot. I study computer science, and completing assignments has never been easier. It generally cannot give you a complete solution because assignments tend to be huge and tough, but it can give you explanations, ideas, directions, and print out usable chunks of code. The problem is that you don't really develop the expected skills and deep understanding of something if you rely on AI too much. In this case, as far as IT goes, it should be used mostly for saving up time spent on Googling something while in the process of learning, and that especially comes in handy because you can continue to ask for more info and explanations in the same discussion with the AI bot. Lol, you're paying tuition fees to use a chat AI bot. Big brain move. No, we're paying fees for a degree. Cheated my way out of college, landed a nice job, and I'm being thanked and praised for it today. Would have never happened without cheating. 100% would do it again. Thanks for cheating. Great job. You're my hero. Nobody. This is literally the South Park episode. Soon, teachers will use ChatGPT to grade. Next thing we know, we are just throwing AI-generated content at each other while nobody is doing any work. It's alright. You'll likely be weeded out of the job interviews when they realize you know nothing. I curse you to forever pay chef prices while only ever receiving microwave meals. Not so much an ask me anything as it is a, whatever you say I'll disagree with you and make excuses reinforcing my actions instead of trying to take something positive away from the feedback. Why make it an AMA when you're not really open to answering questions objectively? Instead, you're really trying to justify your actions and thought you would have us reinforce your self-acknowledged lack of effort? Personally, I just hope you're not in a field where you're supposed to be a lawyer, doctor, or someone that's supposed to be helping people with the knowledge you're sliding by. You're wasting all that money on university and you're not even learning anything. Just drop out, dude. It's not a waste of money if you get the degree. The degree will get you the interview that you will most certainly fail. And if you don't fail the interview, you will get fired quick. You can't fake performance once you get a job. Everything is out for everyone to see. Do the work. There are no shortcuts. Just wishful thinking. Many people who get ahead are cheaters who continue to cheat throughout their lives. Why do the work when you can just be lucky instead? In fact, your reputation might suffer for being dishonest, and now you have to work double the amount instead of doing the right thing in the first place. Gotta love people who pay for school and then don't do the work. You're only cheating yourself. They're gonna find out. You're going to get attention for being among the best, and they'll figure out you're a fraud and expel you. Me in 6 years dying on the operating table because my surgeon used ChatGPT to pass their exams. You are missing the point of education. It's 2023. The point of education is to get a piece of paper so you can get a decent job so you can survive and live semi-comfortably. It would be nice to learn for the sake of learning, but that isn't possible for a lot of us, because we need to work to make money to survive. Cheating works until it doesn't. Nothing wrong with using AI, just don't make it a habit, especially about things you might want to learn for future career, personal development. Habits. We're breeding a generation of morons. I'd be careful. I submit my students' essays and discussion posts to ChatGPT and ask if GPT wrote it. It will tell you if it did tears of joy, tears of joy, tears of joy once I figure that out. I look back through all their work and submit each AI written one to the Student Code of Conduct Board.